Well, good afternoon, everybody. Friday afternoon again. Gosh, these weeks go quickly. And already we're in November. What's that all about? So, apologies for the bit of a lateness. I've got Benji tangled around my chair. I'm actually in the office today and he's had a new toy. And he wanted the toy and he wanted to be with the chair and it just got a bit messy. So, I've had to untangle him a little bit. But he's all good now. He's safe. He wasn't harmed. It's all fine. Okay, so we're ready then. Tile 290. I've got with me. I've used a blush tile, but again, really doesn't matter which one you use. But I have inked it. I know we've not inked one for a while, have we? If you're not quite sure on how I've done that, I will demonstrate it tomorrow on Hobby Maker. So if you want to sort of watch that, then it'll be on there. And I have done it before on a few tiles. So it's all about a few brush pens, a bit of water, and a little bit of salt as well. So yeah, that's what gives me the little pockets. What do I have with me? Regular pen, pencil, torte yarn. And I've got coloured pencils. I might only use one though. So there you go, just one. I'm actually giving these ones a go. Look, the Derwent Chroma Flow. Very nice and smooth, actually, quite nice. So I'm gonna use that one. See how I feel. I might use two, but one's fine for now. So are we ready? We've got everything we need. Oh, I do need a straight edge, so I've got another tile with me today because I just want to sort of create a bit of a border. So here we go, if we're ready. Now, it depends how brave you are. I'm going to start my border straight away in pen. Okay, so let's have a look. I'm going to use one of my other tiles here. Let's just line. It's awkward to line it up when you've got a plaster on your thumb, isn't it? I thought it was all right. I actually caught it the other day and on the sellotape dispenser. I don't know if you've ever done that. It's very sore. And it was all fine. I did a load of packing yesterday and it was fine. And I got home last night and I caught it just because it's there. Look, I caught it on the edge of a tile and it started bleeding again. So I thought, well, I'll keep the plaster on for a little bit. Obviously needed a little bit longer to sort itself out. So there we go. Okay, bit of a border. All right. Next bit then. I want to do a couple more borders. So I'm going to come in. Imagine that these are going to sort of be little square kind of shapes later on. So, you want a little bit of space there to get something in. So, and again, I'm just leaving enough that side. I should actually use my John's ruler. It's always in my box, which is downstairs, to be fair. Instead of use a tile. There you go. So about you see I've got a little bit sticking up there. It doesn't matter because we're going to sort of break that off into grids a little bit later anyway. So there's my next one. And can I just also say a huge congratulations to Richard and Lisa, who are now Mr. and Mrs. after getting married yesterday. So I doubt they'll be here tangling away. I bet they're still sipping Prosecco, aren't they? So good luck to them. It's fabulous. And, congratulations to Dave as well, Dave Bradford. Not that he's got married, but he's won an award, hasn't he? So really pleased for him. He's so chuffed. It's lovely, isn't it? Okay. Oh, Carol, that's fine. Just watch. You can come back to it. Hope you're okay. Get well soon. Just want to sort of have a little bit of a guide here. I want to find my middle bit. So just in pencil, you see, I'm just going to line those points. They might not be exactly, but I just want a little idea of where we are. Oh, Wendy, yeah, I know that's what happens because that's serrated edge, isn't it? It doesn't want to heal. But never mind. It was my right hand, not my left. As long as my left keeps working, we're all good. All right, ready for the next bit then? I'm going to start in the middle there. Okay. And I'm going to start with a bubble, not too small, but then again, not huge. Without giving you the size, it could end up being any of those. There you go. So a bit of a space there. Okay. Okay. So then I'm going to imagine I've got 4 more, but a bit smaller, and I don't want to go right to the top there. I want to leave a bit of a gap. Okay, 1 there. And 1 there. And then 1 there. And 1 there. So you see you've got a little bit of a gap next to each one. All right. So again, it doesn't matter if you do this a different way. I'm going to go round the bubble this way, but you might want to go round the bubble that way. It doesn't matter. I know I'm left-handed and I throw some of you now and again. I'm going to create that little S. And again, round we go. And again, round we go. And 1 more. There we are, round we go. Okay, so we've got that kind of a shape going on. So what I want to do now is I'm going to go around the bubble, but not the whole way. I'm going to start at about the 3 o'clock position. Let's just mark it there, see? And then I want to follow it round. And then this time, I'm going to go all the way over to that bubble. Oh, controversial. Okay. So turn my tile. And again, start around the 3 o'clock-ish position. Around. And then in. And the next one. Around. You see, around that bubble, and then I'm coming to that bubble there. Again, if you were doing it the other way, you'd be going that way. And you'll end up with the same shape. It'll just be curved slightly different. You see now why we left that gap at the top? So we wanted to take that shape round. There you go. Oh no, I read this is right up your street. You'll like this one. A little bit of structure, but then a little bit of prettiness as well. Okay. I'm going to extend these lines round. So begin around that bubble there. And the next one. In we go. Oh, okay. Could just leave it like that, can't we? Looks nice. All right. Back in with a pencil just for a minute. And I want to focus on these corners. So I need a bit of a diagonal just to sort of mark in there. So let's just put that line in. This is just construction. I just want to make sure that we're, we're going to be successful with it. So that's quite nice, isn't it? Okay. So then either side of it, and again, I'm just going to do it in pencil. I'm going to have a little, another line, not too far, you see. And the same on this side. I'm going to have to rub that out that tight. Oh, it's gone a bit wide, that's okay. Same on this one. Oh, there you go. A little bit there. Let's turn it out this time so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. A little bit there. Okay. Now I suppose actually I could actually bring that in a little bit. And get rid of that first line. Okay, so we've got that just as a construction to sort of help us out a bit. To help, I suppose, if that was straight. Okay. So I'm going to go in a little bit bigger so you can see what I'm doing here. Oh, don't measure it. Go on, be brave. So I'm going to take this first line. You see I've turned it so they're horizontal. And what I want to do is I'm going to put a bubble not right next to the line. I'm going to miss a little bit and put a bubble there and a bubble there. Okay, so they're sort of level, but a space between. Now, if you want to do this in pencil first, please feel free to do it. That's absolutely fine. I'm going to do that on each of those pieces there. Just leaving that gap. And this one. Along we go. And into there. Okay. So, with pen, again, but again, if you prefer pencil, I'm going to add a curve. So let's do the same with all of them. So we get the pattern here. And this one. And this one. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to sort of put a straight there. Might as well do that one, that side as well. And then I'm going to create an aura around to create like a shape. Looks like a little smiley face, doesn't it? Look. All right. Next one. Oh, Chris, I don't know what you mean. My tile size is not awkward. They're just the right size for what I want to do. Honestly, I didn't seriously think about the size. It just what felt right. Okay. And again, hi Vera. It's no problem. It was, you can mute me later as well. So you don't have to listen to me wittering on. Okay, so I've got that on all 4 sides. So let's turn it this way, that smiley face. So I'm going to draw the line down here, either side of that line. And then here, where we've got the bubble, I'm going to sort of turn it into a sort of a triangle. You see, and fill it in. Okay. And turning it round to the next one. So again, draw the lines down. And then turn that into a little bit of a triangular shape. There you go. And again, down, and then just sort of fill that in. And again, down, and fill it in. There we go. So what we could do now, we could put that line in that way. Again, if you want to come in with a straight edge, you can do so. And this one. So it looks like it's going underneath that there. And then this one. So I'm just doing the outer lines. I'm not going to worry about that middle one. That was just there for construction purposes. Okay, let's have a little look at that. Oh, I know, Sue, it is, isn't it? It's nice to see that conversation bits. We've got through quite a few. I can't remember, it was one, it was very early on, and somebody was referring to Hermes, and instead of putting an M, they put a P, and that absolutely killed me laughing. It broke me down, that did. It was really funny. But that was a long time ago. I can't even remember where I was when that happened. It was certainly with the first 100, I'm sure. First 100, listen to us. Okay, so here we've got a vertical line now, straight, sort of straight. So what I want to do is I want to follow this, and I'm just going to add a little bit on there. Do you hold a pat? Do you remember it? Yes, so it was. It's a good job we can laugh, isn't it? Where we, Leslie? I can't remember where we were. It wasn't this. Was it in the Belton unit? Was it? Oh goodness me! It was funny. We've had some laughs. We've cried with each other too. You know, we've gone through a lot together, haven't we? You know, COVID was that kind of thing, and I'm really pleased to say that, you know, despite all that, we've still kept this up and we're still together. I think it's one of the positive things to come out, isn't it? Okay. What was it, Ree? Thank you. See what I've done here? I've added these little ovals either side. I'm going to just fill in those little gaps there. Now, if you can, we've got to make this quite narrow because there's not much space on here. I'm adding that extra row along there. Okay. Remember some of those real early ones, I actually used to have to stand up on the bars of a stool so I could reach, because the desks were very high, and I'd got the camera and all sorts. It was quite quite hectic. And I think one of the videos, we were moving units and then everybody was moving things around me. And I was just left sat on a desk with a camera and doing a live. So yeah, things have moved on a little bit from then, haven't they? We've grown quite a little community here. It's not just down to me, it's down to all you as well that still watch. There you go. See, just sort of adding those little loops around. Let's have a look at that. Okay. Let's see, it's sort of winding itself in and around, isn't it? Like that. Okay. So we've got a couple of little spaces around the edge of this little shape in the middle here. Oh, guys, the desks are very high at Hobby Maker. Now this, of course, we could have used a tiny tile, couldn't we? It's, yeah, the desks are very high at Hobby Maker. So what I tend to do is I do have a chair, and I have the chair really high up, so I sort of have to climb onto it to get on it. It's really, they do laugh at me. And I think Pauline Wheeler and a couple use a box to stand on. Okay, I'm going to fill this with swirls. All these things are secrets of TVA. No, I do like the chair to sit on. I feel a little bit safer than standing on a box, I must admit. But, yeah, they're lovely there. They're very accommodating. There we are. So you don't have to make these too big. Yeah, I mean, you could actually fill it with one if you wanted, but I really like going in and out and seeing them go underneath each other. See? Like that. Just gives a little bit of depth. Oh, Rose, honestly, I'm not taking anything new tomorrow. I think we've had quite a lot of new this past time. So this is a good opportunity to see some things that you haven't seen for a long time or maybe you missed. So I'm going to do the 3 o'clock show. I'm going to do some Christmas bits and pieces again. I know it's nice to go back through like the stag and draw one of those up and the Christmas concepts and things. And at the 1 o'clock show, I'm going to take the native collection, which it's not been on for quite a while. So I'm going to mix and match it all, and I'm going to take a lot of the frame stencils with me. Because again, it's nice to sort of, you see them being used with all the other stencils and how you can work that. But yeah, so yeah, I know a lot of you are at the NEC tomorrow. I didn't want you to think you were going to miss anything new. Yeah, I know Pauline's over there and Hobby Maker are there. But I've got Hobby Maker booked for tomorrow, and of course my mum's coming over on Sunday, so it'll be a day of getting jobs done. She always brings a list. So that's my weekend sorted. If you just a point, I suppose, if you haven't got the circle frame stencil set, that one would be really worth getting hold of, because there's something coming up. I can't tell you, top secret. There's something coming up that I use that stencil for something. So and I'm sure most of you have got it anyway, but that's a really good one to get hold of if you haven't. And I think there's a few of you asked about the nonagon frame. I'm taking that back on, so you'll be able to get hold of that. Right, it's looking quite nice, isn't it? It's amazing how they sort of change the difference when you do a background. And yeah, I hope everybody that is going to the NEC is going to be wearing their badges. And then anybody else that's a Tangler will be able to identify you and say hi. That's going to be lovely, isn't it? That's why we did Kent, because we wanted everybody who'd brought badges and wanted to meet each other to actually go and meet. So hopefully it'll be nice to do that at the NEC as well. Even like grab a cup of coffee together or something, that'd be lovely. Oh, brilliant, Nicholas. See, badges at the ready. Okay, there we are. So that's the sort of first bit. Let's have a look at that. Nice, isn't it? All right, just bringing my pencil in. What I want to do is I'm going to split up this border. So first thing we do, as we know, is just mark the corners. Again, do this lightly because you might not need all the line afterwards. And then the next one. And there. And there. So I've sort of taken those edges off, those little corners as boxes. Yeah. Oh, Charlotte, you need to make a badge. We'll have a sticky label with some tangling on it and we'll all identify from that. I am sad I'm not going. But I haven't seen my mum in quite a while, so it would be unfair to say not bother mum. Oh, Nicola, it's the circle one. I'm sure you've got the circle one. Yeah, see, I've split my space into sort of evenly sized boxes there. Okay. And then back in with pen. Let's go in a little bit larger now. So start with the corner ones. I'm going to put this little curve in the corner box like that. See, sort of at an angle. Okay. And then the next one. So I'm doing all the corners first. If anybody sees Dobby tomorrow at the NEC, he's trying to, lord it up over there. Just make sure he's behaving, will you? Because he's decided to stay down there. He was stopping over at Pauline's last night, and he's going to the NEC today just to help her out, I think, maybe. And then tomorrow he says he was going to go and have a good look round and meet a few mates. So if you see him, make sure he's behaving. All right, so I'm on the sides now. And there it is, 3. Now you might have smaller boxes, but it's fine. Put as many as you want. So I've got my corner there, and then you see I've got those down the side there. Rose, no, he's not scared of fireworks. He's okay with that. He's not averse to actually being a bit of a menace and using them himself. We've told him, we keep it down there this weekend. There we go. Another one. Yeah, I know. So yeah, to hinder. Yeah, he tries to help, but he can't help himself. He is he did get a little bit spooked by the skeleton that was on the shelf when he was on Hobby Maker. He quite liked his leg. It kept hugging him. All right, so I'm doing the same sort of thing here, and creating those little ovals. Keep them small if you can. Okay. Oh, hello, Richard. We thought you'd still be sipping Prosecco and all sorts. Congratulations, you did it. And where's Lisa? She watching with us, or is she sipping Prosecco? All right, just take your time with these because we want to keep them small. And I think as a byproduct of this, if you're not careful, you can sort of hold your pen a little bit too tightly. So remember just to relax your hand a little bit. You see? There you go. Just work your way around. Just adding these little bits of ink in as you go. And then one on this side as well. There we are. And the next one. See, I'm now the curve. You notice how I actually turn the tile. Just there you go. To give it a bit of a sense of direction, so I know where I'm going with it. And then again. Next one. And round we go. So it's nice actually, isn't it, just to fill those little bits in. I know some of you might come back and do that later. I like to do it as I'm going. There we are. You see? And again. Just following it round. Alright, and this one. See, just taking my time. Filling them bits. It's quite a challenge, isn't it, I think, sometimes, just to try and get those nice and thin. But just take your time with it. Don't hold your pen too tight. Just relax with it and follow it round. Don't try and make them all the same, because they're not going to be. There we are. Around again. You can put more in if you like as well, if you wanted to do. Lots more boxes. Oh, hello Marie from Tenerife. Look at that, it's just showing off just a little bit. It must be lovely and warm there. I think I put a jumper on today. I've felt a chill today. So definitely put a jumper on. That's fine though. See, what I am missing, Leslie, is my cup of tea halfway through. I think that's what it is. And of course, because I'm not at the office, I'm not getting one from Tommy either, because he makes a cup of tea for me when Leslie's not there. There we go. Round we go. And again. So it just, it takes a little bit of time, this. We just want to make sure we've got it right there. Okay. 2 more to do, or 2 pairs to do. Around we go. Again, don't get all excited and think, oh, I'm right at the end, I can rush it. Just take your time with it. And there. Oh, Rose. Hang on a second. If I've got them here in a minute, I'll have a comparison. Yeah, I've got my brush pens here, so and I've got one of the pits. So let me have a look in a minute. Okay. There we go. So that's what we've got all the way around. So what I'd like to do now is I want to draw in the lines, even these corner ones, but you can see here, look, I'm going to go underneath. That's why we did them in pencil to start with. So again, if you want to use a straight edge, you can do that. I'm going to freehand it. There we go. And then along this one. We just didn't want that pen line going through that one there. And then to this one. Underneath there. See, you've got a chance to adjust it a little bit if you want to as well. It's not quite going through the middle. You can do that. And along. There we are. Of course, you can rub those little lines out after. So we've got that. Okay. So let's go in a little bit more with that. So let's look at the corners first. I want to just do a little triangle each side, like a little bow. And then a little triangle at the top there. So same here. Little bow tie there and a little triangle there, see? And the next one, little bows, and a little triangle. And let's neaten up a bit there. Same in this one. Just a little bit of ink there, not too big. Okay. So then looking at each line in turn, I'm going to add a triangle to the top and to the bottom. I'm going to do that all the way along on each of those little lines there. You see? So working my way along, see even that one there, it's going to have one. Just like little edges or little corners. Again, you don't have to do this in a black pen. You could have used a different colour. I'm sticking with black today. And that one. There we go. Just work it through. Don't have them too big. Just nice and small on those bottom edges there. There it is. And along we go. Just makes it look a bit different, doesn't it, doing this? The main feature, see, is that bit in the middle. And this is sort of all that dressing around the outside, so that's where we head. Okay, let's have a little look at what we're doing. Oh, there you go. So this is what we've got so far. So I'm going to bring in my pencil. Well, what I'm going to do, you know the little lines, just going to make sure there's no pencil in the centre of those. So that's the beauty with using the brush pens instead of inks when you're doing backgrounds, just because if you rub it out, you see, it's not rubbing off. Like, you know, if you use water-based inks, they do, but this it doesn't rub off, which is quite nice. Okay, right then, pencil. Let's have a look. I'm going to start with the middle there. So let's put that familiar little smirk shape in. Okay. And then I'm going to choose one of the sides. Doesn't matter which, but once you've decided, you're going to stick with it. So of course I'm going to stick the left, or the right, I suppose, or the left of that, whichever way you want to see it. I'm going to put some pencil down one side. And then same on this one. And then same with this one. And the same with this one. Okay. So again, just a little smirk on those bubbles there. So let's go in a bit bigger. So looking at my little sort of strap here, I'm going to add a little bit of pencil to both sides there. A little bit underneath there, and there, and there, and there. Do that along each one of these. Just working one side and the other. See, just keeping it a little bit. You don't need to overdo this. It only needs a little bit in there. Of course, if you've got an ink tile or a different colour, you could probably go back in and add your highlight with the white pencil. Alright. So that's that bit done. I'll come back and do a bit more of that in a short while, but whilst we're on these little shapes, I'm just going to add a little bit either side. Not much, just a little bit. We just want to give it a little bit of shade, that's all. And this is not the main feature. Wendy, yeah, absolutely a gem. I mean, I have got a coloured pencil, so I am going to come back and put a bit of colour in. But if you want a true, sort of really vivid gem, then yeah, go in with pencil colours in the middle. That's it. I know not everybody wants to colour, so let's just have a look at that for now. Okay, so tortillon, here we go. Starting in the middle there, just a little bit of softness around. And then into these sides. See, I'm not going to go over the sort of lace there, just going to work my way around it. Keep it gentle. Part way. Same with this one. And this one. See that take a bit more. Because it's inked, it'll take a little bit more colour, see. And then working on the little strip. 1 second, let's go. Oh, Sue, now you're talking. Absolutely. A cabochon in the middle there. I have actually got some on order, so they will be on my website soon. So bear with me with that one. You see, I'm leaving that little gap, that little strip of light on each of those pieces. There you go. Same with this one. Oh, missed that bit. There you go. And of course, if you find you fill it, you can always go back in with that white pencil. Oh, I know, Ree, but you can bead all around them. It's fine. They're lovely. They're really nice to use. And again, just a little bit on each of these. It shouldn't take you too long to do this bit. See, hardly any blending needed. It just needs softening up a little bit. See? There we go. Hardly anything. Okay. Again, just leave that little highlight in the middle. Makes all the difference. Okay. That's that bit done. So, Rose. So, sometimes it's just nice, just use them, you know. Don't think that you never get any more. They're just lovely to work with. And you know what? If you only get a few for now, it's you've enjoyed that process, haven't you? So you see a bit there, just a bit under there. Move it to the next one. A bit there, and a bit under there. Same again. A bit there, look. A bit under there. And again. A bit there. A bit under there. So then I'm going to come all the way around the inside there. Now I'm not going to go, see, I'm going over that sort of strap, but I'm not going over that bit. Along and along. There you go. So a little bit on this side as well, not as heavy. Actually, I'm going to do that side at the same time. And that side. And that side. Okay. So same on this one. Okay. So make sure you sort of do it on all the sides. I know you think, oh, I'll just put it in the middle. No, actually, do it on all sides. And then same again, look, so all sides. Again, the aim is that we want to leave some of the middle, no pencil at all. On this one. And along and into this one. No, sorry. Oh, hello, Vicky. Nice to see you, or hear you anyway, or read you. Okay, let's start at the inside. You could actually do all 4 sides at once, but I'm not going to try and spoil it too much because it's quite narrow there, isn't it? Keep it sort of straightish. So I'm applying perhaps a little bit more pressure than I normally would because I'm giving it a little bit of work. Yeah. Oh, Samantha, where have you been? I've already said what I'm taking on the show tomorrow. Oh. I'm going to do the natives. I'm going to take the native stencils. I'm going to take some frame shapes and show you how you can use different frame shapes to work with different things. Milky is one of my preps, look. And I'm going to do a little bit of Christmas as well. I'm going to take the Christmas ones back. So, it's not been on a while, and I thought, we don't want to sort of worry about new. Lots of people going to the NEC, so I thought I'd bring some back that you might have missed. Okay. Oh, Vicky, I know that Gothic one's lovely. But you know, if there is one that I did on Sewing Street on Tuesday that you might not have seen before, called By the Sea. I've not brought that one to Hobby Maker. That might be worth having a check in that one. There we go. So I'm going to bring in, if I can find it, my desk a bit cluttered, my white pencil. So that's my Poly White, and my chalk one. Just because I want a little bit more clarity in these pieces in the middle there. Okay, so I'm still going to go over everything regardless. You know, even if you've got a white tile, it's still worth doing this, just to add that little bit of a highlight in there. So I'm not putting too much effort into blending that. And same, just a little bit, you know, on the opposite edges to where you've added your shade before. A bit maybe in there, and a couple of little bits. Don't go crazy with it, just a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to bring in, say I've got like a purpley colour. I think it's quite nice, it matches with what I've got here. And I'm going to do, when I've got my darker shaded sections, I'm going to bring in some of that colour. Now because we've already blended with the tortillon, I don't really have to try and blend these colours. Just want a little bit in there. Again, let's bring a bit in there as well. Now if you don't want to add colour, don't have to. Or if you think, do you know what, I want to colour it and not add the pencil, that's absolutely fine. It's just giving you options of things you can do. It's nice that you see these and then you can make your own decisions. There we go. I know that looks a little bit rough, but remember that's really close up that you're seeing this. Okay, let's have, oh, sorry, that's going off. Okay. Alright. Oh, Rose, with this snowflake, if you use a little safety pin in the middle, hold it in place. That usually works for me. See that bit of colour? Let's just add a little bit there as well. Now with the colour you want to be careful, because if we start adding loads all the way around, you're going to lose the feature of that middle bit. So I'm going to keep it within the middle and keep everything else the monochrome. I think quite a nice contrasting colour I think needs to come in here, so let's have a look at what we've got. Okay, so I've gone around with a bit of colour there. Just take that in a little bit, just to help work it in. There we go. So maybe what about let's have a look. Got an orange. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to add some to this sort of ribbon coming through. And let's go in a little bit closer. See, I'm adding it over the top of the pencil, so it's giving it a little bit of a vintagey colour rather than a full bright vivid. So if that's what you want, then don't put the pencil in. It does mean you're going to have to blend though, blend your own colours, because you can't use a tortillon for this. Let's do the same this way. And just add little bits over the top. There we go. I think I'm going to add a little bit more colour to the middle there. Let's bring some of this orange in as well. Okay, just sort of working it around a little bit more. Now we've got this lovely like white highlight there, so I'm going to leave that. But what it does need is a little bit more darkness. So let's have a look what I've got. Let's bring in, oh, I've got a purple there, perfect. A purple. Really sort of darken that up a little bit there. Yeah. Bits in there. Okay, and oh, do I have? You can tell I've got everything out on the desk today. Bit of a white gel pen. Again, let's just check it's going to run. Just rub it along a bit. Just add in a little bit in there. Yeah, let's have a look at that. Okay, a couple more bits. So you've got a real good sort of centre point now with the colour that we've added in here. I'm gonna add just a little bit more straight on the line there. A little bit more darkness to that there. So I'm really going for it there. But when I use the tri-blends on my tiles, I have not had a problem. So if you want to do that. Okay. Tortilla, I'm just going to sort of zigzag it a little bit just to enhance that line. Just where we've sort of put that darkness in, just so it works together. There we go. This one, so I'm gonna leave the edges of the larger frame because this is the most important. It's going to fade off. If you wanted to, you could add a little bit more there, but I don't want to sort of overdo it and find that it starts to overshadow. But that's probably enough. I mean, I could go back in. See, I'm faffing. Where's Nadia when I say I'm faffing? Where's my pen? I've lost my pen. Probably just as well. Now, here we go. Let's just bring in the pen. Again, I'll do the outside there. See, moving my whole hand rather than my whole hand and arm together, it gives me a bit of a straighter edge. Okay. This is a blast from the past. Goes back to my woodworking days of drawing straight lines. Takes a bit of practice. Oh, see, that's gone out a bit, so that's okay. And this one. And one more. There we go. All right. So, there it is. Tile number 290. So, last thing to do on it is a bit of an initial. And I know, Rose, you wanted to know about the brush pens compared to the pits. Just give me 1 second and I'll just get them from that over here. We can just do a quick comparison. All right. So if I just sort of do it on the back of this macro tile, what do I have? I've got, doesn't matter about the colours, let's have a look. So there we go. There's my brush pen. Hold on. Yep. And there's my pit. Okay, let's use a darker one so you can see it a bit better. Let's have a look at me blue. There we go. So let's have a look at the two. All right, so they actually look very similar, don't they? That one, if anything's a little bit finer. Let's try it. And let's press on. And then let's do a thin line. And let's press on. There we go. So honestly, looking at that, there's probably not much in it. It's, if anything, I mean, let's try that really fine one again. Let's really sort of take the pressure off. I'll try that one again. I don't think there's anything in it, looking at that. That looks pretty similar to me. So, not much in that at all, is there, in all honesty. I suppose the only advantage you get with those ones is the, they've got double end on mine, and on the pits you haven't. You've got just the single, but you paint for the name there, and they are at the moment, some of them are on offer on the Jackson's website, Jackson's Art, but I know they're selling out really quickly, so a lot of colours have gone. But yeah, honestly, use whatever works for you. Use what's right for you and what you like. But yeah, you can see there's not much in between mine and the pits in terms of size. So there you go, there's a tile. I have got one here that I've done, I've not inked it, just so you can see a little bit of a difference there. Just gives it a little bit. I've added just a touch of colour in areas, nothing much, but you see the colour just enhances it that little bit. So, okay, that's one a bit of a challenge for the weekend for you if you want to try that. If you're going to the NEC tomorrow, have a lovely time. Go and say hello to Pauline Wheeler. She'd love that, just to say hi. I don't know if Dave's going to be there. He was Friday, but I don't know. There's going to be a few of them. So go and say hello to the team, and you know, hopefully they've got some goodies and things for you you can perhaps pick up. That'd be nice. Any badges? If they've got any badges, pick me one up, somebody. That'd be lovely. I've got their Sewing Street one, and I've got the pencil from this year, but I'd love to pick up another one. Just say Sandra sent you. And they go, her again. But have a lovely weekend, everybody. Even if you're not going, if you want to watch Hobby Maker tomorrow afternoon, I'll be on there saying hello. And of course, hopefully it'll not rain and we'll have a good weekend. So take care, everybody. If you see John, Chris, Chris, I don't know if you're going, but if you see him, just say Sanntangle says hello. And I'm so proud that he tried that seahorse the other day. I think he did brilliantly. So yeah, have a good one, everybody, and I will see you again on Tuesday. All right, take care then. Bye.